Greetings to everyone. Mss.Roth.Recaps here. Today I'm going to explain a movie called Black Panther, released in the year 2018. This story tells us about a man named T'Challa, heir to the hidden but advanced kingdom of Wakanda, must step forward to lead his people into a new future and must confront a challenger from his country's past. But before we get to the storyline, I want to remind you guys first, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell. Okay, let's keep going with this story. Spoilers ahead. Stay safe and enjoy. Millions of years ago, a meteorite made of vibranium, the strongest substance in the entire universe, hit the African continent. Then people come to live in this area. There are 5 tribes that have settled here and named it Wakanda. Those tribes fought relentlessly for an heirloom. A fighter saw a vision from a leopard, and a leopard got him to another place that had a flower called heart-shaped herb. After eating it, he gained superhuman abilities and became the first Black Panther. He also united all the tribes to form the nation of Wakanda, except for the Jabari tribe, which chose to separate itself for centuries. Wakanda used vibranium to develop advanced technology and isolate itself from the outside world. In 1992, the new king of Wakanda, T'Chaka, visited his brother, Jobu, who lived in California. King T'Chaka accused Jobu of stealing vibranium from Wakanda and cooperating with a black market arms dealer named Ulysses Clow, who escaped. That day, King T'Chaka was known to have died in a bombing that occurred at the UN office. After his death, his son, T'Challa, returned to Wakanda to take over the throne. Before his coronation in the morning tomorrow, Okoye, the leader of Dora Milaje, and T'Challa went to pick up Nakia, T'Challa's ex-girlfriend, to invite her to the celebration of T'Challa's throne. At that time, Nakia was carrying out an undercover assignment to protect some residents from terrorists. Then Okoye and T'Challa go to help victims and protect Nakia from terrorists. The next day on the road, T'Challa, Nakia, and Okoye finally arrived in Wakanda. They were greeted by T'Challa's mother, Ramonda, and her younger sister, Shuri, who is a technological genius and makes new innovative technology in Wakanda. In another place, precisely in London, a man named Eric was visiting a museum. He wondered about several heirlooms, including a weapon that was thought to have come from Wakanda. He obviously came here to steal the weapon. In Wakanda, T'Challa's inauguration as king was finally held, and all ethnic groups in Wakanda gathered to witness it. Zuri, who is currently the chairman of Wakanda, led the ceremony for the king's inauguration. According to custom, before the king was sworn in, he had to do a ritual battle first with those who did not accept him as king. Here, they are welcome to fight against T'Challa to seize the throne. The 4 tribes that gathered there apparently have no objections at all because they think T'Challa is going to become a good king. From the direction of the cave, the Jabari tribe comes out to challenge a ritual fight against T'Challa. The leader of the Jabari tribe was named Mbaku. He did not accept that Wakanda had to be led by a weak man who could not even protect his own father. The ritual fight finally started. In that fight, T'Challa was overwhelmed by Mbaku, but in the end he managed to beat Mbaku. T'Challa then persuaded Mbaku to surrender because he didn't want to kill him. Thanks to his victory, T'Challa was finally crowned the new king of Wakanda. After receiving the title of full king, T'Challa must drink heart-shaped herb for get power of Black Panther. Then he was sent himself to meet with his ancestral soul. In the ancestral soul, T'Challa also asked his father some words to be a good king like him. After that, T'Challa and Nakia goes to visit Wakanda City. In the same way Nakia told T'Challa he shouldn't hide his identity as a king, he could endanger his country because in other countries he needs to share his knowledge with poor people to help them. But T'Challa cannot do that because it is against the customs of his country and is harmful to its resources. People became aware of Wakanda City after hearing about the thief who stole the weapon museum. They also knew that Ulysses stole it to sell it to an American in South Korea. Wabi then asks them to let him go to catch Ulysses. He was furious with Ulysses. Because many years ago, when Ulysses went to steal the princess, he murdered his father and mother. T'Challa, on the other hand, refused to let him go, saying he should guard the city, and Chala promised to catch Ulysses and exact revenge on his behalf. Before he went on a mission, Shuri invited him to her place. She then showed him a new pair of clothes she had made. This suit is very attractive because the technology of the suit is hidden in a bracelet, and this suit could also have the ability to absorb and release energy. Afterward, Chala, Okoye, and Nakia went to Busan, South Korea. They then go to the place where Ulysses plans to sell the weapon. In there, Chala knew people who wanted to buy weapons from Ulysses as a disguised person only. He's named Everett K. Ross, he's an American who works as a police investigator, and he came here to catch Ulysses. When Ulysses arrived, he went to an American to buy weapons. However, the abilities of Team Black Panther had leaked at the time, causing unrest in this location. Ulysses then hurried to the car and ran away. Black Panther notices this and uses technology to tell Shuri to drive a car from a distance to assist him in capturing Ulysses. When he was caught, Ulysses and the others agreed to go to Ulysses' Everett K. Ross's office and question him further. Following that, Ulysses informed Wakanda that he had seen poor people recently. It's an illusion, but Wakanda is not poor. In fact, the country is very wealthy, and its technology is superior to that of other countries. During their conversation, we see Eric prepare weapons and launch an attack. He also helped Ulysses get into the car, and they then ran away. At that time, even if Everett K. Ross was seriously injured, he would have run to protect Nakia. Chala then ran to catch Eric. While Chala and Eric were fighting, Chala noticed that Eric was wearing his grandfather's ring as a necklace. Rather than chasing Chala, he talked with Shuri about taking Everett K. Ross to Wakanda, where their technology was able to save him. While Shuri healed Everett K. Ross. On the way, Chala goes to meet Zuri and asks him about her uncle, who is Njobu. Zuri explains that Njobu fell in love with an outsider woman and had a child. After that, he decided to leave Wakanda. Njobu intends to share Wakanda technology with people of African descent all over the world in order to help them overcome oppression. Unfortunately, the plan is not approved by Chaka because it will put the people of Wakanda in a dangerous situation. That's why Njobu hired Ulysses to attack the princess. When King Chaka catches Njobu, he gets Njobu to prosecute. But Njobu is trying to attack Zuri, which finally forces King Chaka to kill him because of the fact that King Chaka orders Zuri to lie that Njobu has disappeared, and he leaves Njobu's son, Eric, alone to defend the lie at the same time. Everett K. Ross finally woke up from his coma. He looked confused because he had recovered from all his wounds. Because of Wakanda's technological advancements, he realizes that this can happen in one night. Eric, on the other hand, had murdered Ulysses and discovered his tattoo on his tongue. That means Eric is someone from Wakanda, and Ulysses died at that time. Eric then went to the Wakandan border, where he met Wabi, who was carrying Claw's body. While Everett K. Ross was walking, which made him shocked, he then recognized Eric as a former CIA agent who has the nickname, Killmonger. He got that nickname because he is a cold-blooded killer who can always slaughter every enemy. Eric was brought before the tribal elders of Wakanda. Eric then revealed his identity as the son of Njobu named Njidaka, and he claimed that he also had the right to the throne. Eric also challenged Chala to a ritual fight, claiming that there was no need for the ritual to take a long time. The battle began when Killmonger removed his shirt to reveal the tattoo on his body, which indicated how many people he had previously killed. A few moments later, while they were fighting, Eric managed to stop Chala when he was about to kill him. Zuri came to stop Eric and said that it was he who made his father die. Knowing this, Eric, of course, murdered Zuri. Eric then took Chala's body and threw him to the bottom of the abyss. With this, Eric was finally inaugurated as the new king of Wakanda. Furthermore, Eric is considered to have seized the throne legally because he went through a ritual battle. When Nakia, Ramonda, Shuri, and Agent Everett K. Ross saw this, they decided to leave the palace because they were afraid Killmonger would kill them, and they didn't believe Chala had died, so they went to find him. Before leaving, Nakia had infiltrated the ritual cave to take some heart-shaped herb leaves. That's where she saw Eric drink some heart-shaped drinks and go to meet with his ancestral soul. He then meets his father, and he remembers some words about his father's talk of the wonders of Wakanda. Eric then orders the soldier to burn. All of the heirloom leaves were burned before they were all burned down, but Nakia was able to steal one of the heirloom leaves and take it elsewhere. Later, Nakia, Ramonda, Shuri, and Agent Everett K. Ross decide to flee to the Jabari tribe to ask for unexpected help there to get the throne back. While they are members of the Jabari tribe, they also found Chala in a coma. Chala was found by one of M'Baku's men on the bank of the river in nets. Then Nakia healed Chala with an heirloom leaf potion, causing him to run into his late father, who welcomed him back. Then Chala got angry at his father because he had killed his own brother and abandoned a child who was not guilty. Now the child grew up with grudges in him, and it was all due to his father's actions. Chaka said he had to do all that because he had to protect the Wakanda nation. But Chala did not want to be like his father. So, he was determined to return to the throne and become a better king. After that, Chala didn't forget to express his gratitude to M'Baku and the people who had saved his life. Chala returned to Wakanda the next day to fight Eric. Eric's plan for that day was to send a vibranium weapon to the outside world. But one of his planes was damaged by Chala. Killmonger then ordered Wabi and his troops to fight Chala. Wabi and his troops then go to fight with Shuri, Nakia, and Ramonda. While Everett K. Ross was asked to pilot a jet from a distance and shoot at the planes that would leave carrying vibranium weapons. But when Chala saw Shuri, who was about to be killed by Killmonger, that also made him angry, so he brought Eric to fight in the vibranium mine at Wakanda. Before he left, Chala deliberately told Shuri to activate the vibranium train because if it passed them, that would make the power of the vibranium inside their clothes weaken. M'Baku and the Jabari tribe requested assistance fighting at that time. At the outside, Nakia and the others finally got help from M'Baku and the Jabari tribe, thanks to M'Baku's help. But they start to lose because they cannot win over the Wakanda tribe. At that time, Okoye and the Wakandan tribe also managed to turn them around so that M'Baku admitted defeat to them. Returned to Chala and Killmonger when the train would pass them on the road, making their power weak. Chala purposefully attacked Killmonger and stabbed him with a sword, despite the fact that he had no intention of killing Killmonger. Chala then told Killmonger that he could heal him. Killmonger, on the other hand, refused to be healed and chose to die as a free man. His last hope, Eric, is to see the sunset in Wakanda, and Chala makes that happen. After Eric saw Wakanda, he said the city was beautiful, as his father had said, and he died at that time. Later, there will be a return to normal life as Chala becomes king in Wakanda again. Chala invites Shuri to Njobu's place of residence one day. He plans to set up a research center called Wakanda in the outside world, which will be run by Nakia and Shuri. And the movie is now finished. In the mid-credits scene, Chala appears at the United Nations to reveal Wakanda's identity in front of the world and share their knowledge with people around the world. On the other hand, there is Shuri, who helps Bucky in his recovery at Wakanda, and he has a new name called White Wolf, so that's him. This is the whole storyline of Black Panther in 2018. We appreciate your support. Please give me a like and a comment about your feelings about this movie. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe and share. If you want to see more videos like this, turn on notifications to support the channel. I'll see you, dear friends, in the next video. Mss.Roth.Recaps says goodbye.